We have made well over 30 or 40 million coins this year, and trust me when I say 100,000 coins an hour has never been easier than right now during the World Cup on FC26. And the best part is it's as simple as 4 different methods. Let me try and break down how to make as many coins as anyone in this game in just 4 different methods. And then at the end, I'll drop you guys a few tips on why most people normally struggle so much with trading. But yeah, let's jump into it. Yeah, boys and girls, I hope you're having a fantastic day. Let's go straight into it, right? I'm going to try and build you a system today that makes 100,000 coins an hour while you're still just playing the game normally, right? Still doing Evo, still doing champs, whatever you're doing, right? Playing the game normally. Hopefully not squad battles, but nah, messed. If you do squad battles, good luck to you. But SBCs, this is where we're going to start. This is method 1. This makes you probably, let's say, 10,000 or 20,000 coins an hour, right? The way you're going to do it is build a system of these 4 different methods and then little tips at the end, and you're going to make sort of 10 to 20,000 coins an hour, a few more coins an hour, a few more coins an hour, and before you know it, you make 100,000 or even 200,000 coins an hour if you're on this game actively trading, and it's really, really fun as well. So let's start with SBCs. When you jump into SBCs, you guys know SBCs are things like Salah, End of an Era, Quaresma, all the player cards, right? That's what you guys probably care about. And if you're a DGen, probably the icon packs. But what we're here for is 2 things, right? The challenge SBCs and the mid-tier upgrade SBCs. So the daily pack grind right now is so good using the provisions and the daily upgrades that every single person has thousands of untradeable cards in their club. And if you don't, you can do it as soon as 6 PM content when the provisions and the daily upgrades refresh on a brand new account, right? That's how good the daily upgrades are. That anyone without using the transfer market can go and complete the tradable SBCs in the game for free using cards in their club 99.9% of the time. And if not, to be honest, you can just go and buy the rest of the cards and it's really, really easy. Now, the first one everyone should go and do on a new account is marquee matchups. If it's tradable, as you see there, we do, there's 2 right now. There's throwback marquee oh, there's not 2 marquee matchups, 2 challenge SBCs. There's 2 challenge SBCs right now. One of them is an untradeable pack. We don't care. We're here for coins today, so we don't care. But the marquee matchups is always tradable. And as you'll see, 4 different tradable packs with a mega pack tradable reward. If I had to guess, if all of these packs give you discard, absolutely nothing back, you would make between 15 and 30,000 coins, depending on like things like coin rewards, right? Like little mini things. But you get nothing back. No Path to Glories, no big cards. 20, on average, let's say 20 or 25,000 coins, right? Just for doing nothing. Now, 20 or 25,000 coins is so tiny at this point in the game. It is so like minuscule, but what it does mean is it gets anyone who's on a new account up to start, right? So go and do the throwback marquee matchups from just the cards, from the daily upgrade, the provisions, and you'll be on 20 or 25,000 coins. And then the ones that people don't realize, the ones that people kind of ignore, is the upgrade packs that have 2 segments to them. So if you go to upgrades, what I mean is if we find, for example, the 4 of 10 82 plus player pick, now these refresh daily, and there'll always be 1 or 2 upgrades that have 2 segments. Go to this, and as you can see, the packs for the segments are always tradable. You think, oh, but gee, it's a silver pack. Trust me, just go and do these for all the SBCs in the upgrade section. They have 2 different segments. Sometimes there's 1, sometimes there's 2. I think right now there's just 1. We'll double check. Even the 10 times 85, right? Obviously way more expensive, but there's 2 segments there. And that is it for the 2 segments, right? Go do everything that's got 2 segments. All the packs will be tradable. You get either a silver pack, a gold pack, or a jumbo gold pack. It depends on the SBC. This one's a silver pack. But from these packs alone, right, you get 6 of them a day for this one. Those 6 packs will minimum make you 10,000 coins if you're smart in how you sell the things and make sure you quick sell what you need to, sell the things you need to. 10,000 coins. With the marquee matchups, let's say, you're up to 30, 35, 40,000 coins. If there's more than 1 SBC, you're up to 50,000 coins already. It's more to get people started, so every single person doing this has coins in the account. And SBCs will be like this until the end of the year. If you do this every single day, you make 10 or 20,000 coins a day for the end of the year, which is nothing, but it gets people started on the trading, right? Now, let's move on to method 2, where you're really going to start making coins, 20 to sort of 50,000 coins an hour, right? You really start getting up there. And honestly, before we move on, if you're not liking SBCs and you don't think this is going to be worth it, I'm soon going to do a trade to glory on the channel, on the new account that I keep talking about, right? So you guys can watch along how I would do it. And trust me, I'm going to absolutely rinse the tradable SBCs. I promise you, I'll get to 100,000 coins before most people just doing these SBCs, not playing a single game. But let's jump into method 2. This one is as old as time, but it is just the best method that's ever existed. And the best thing with this one is it'll work on FC27. So as long as you learn this now, and you've done it a little bit, even a little bit, you'll be on like one of the people who gets to 100, 200, 300,000 coins first on FC27, unless your mate is like a credit card FC kind of player. But it's going to be bids into lazy sales, but now with the right cards. Because of course we're in the end game, so it's, you know, changed a little bit, right? What cards this actually works on, but bids into lazy sales. Here is the OG one that we always do, and it works so well. I always show the same card to prove this always works. I always show Gabriel, but to be honest with you, the OG method is just using any gold fodder. Now all you need is fodder that sells for more than about 1,500 coins. So the rating doesn't matter. If you're going to ask me like the rating of the player, it just needs to be fodder that sells for more than 1,500 coins. So for example, Gabriel right now sells for about that or a little bit more. So 88 rateds right now are about 1.9 thousand coins, which boom is more than 1,500. We're loving it. Cool. We can do this card, right? Now you don't just have to use Gabriel. You can use any 88, but you get the point, right? Any fodder that's higher than 1,500 coins. And it is as simple as, and this will work way better at 2 times, weekend league. So at Saturday, Sunday, even Monday, but Saturday, Sunday. And then anytime we get pack supply, so 6, 7, 8 p.m. content, normally is when we're going to get pack supply, tradable pack supply. Sometimes with rewards, but of course on the game now, we've got the new token system, hence why these methods are changing. But you're going to go mass bid on these cards for anything that is profit, because you're going to be lazy selling them. So this card sells for 1.9 thousand coins. I hope you guys are familiar with lazy sales. If you're not, don't worry. All you're going to be doing is selling them for 2.2, 2.3, 2.4 thousand coins, lazy selling the cards for a little bit more, which means to bid on these cards and make profit, we can probably go all the way up to something like 1.4 or 1.5 thousand coins, even though you think, well, if you sold that at 1.9, it wouldn't be that many coins, but you're going to sell it for a little bit more, right? Simple as that. So you go and bid on all these cards. It's the OG method of doing it. We've got a little bit of an updated one, but go and bid on all these cards up to about 1.3, 1.4 thousand coins. Or, to be honest, you can just go spray bids on as many as possible, and you don't even have to go and do the bid wars, because I hate doing bid wars on this game. But go and bid on as many cards as possible when you've chosen your fodder rating. If you're smart, you'll do this on just generic fodder filters. I think we've got a few of those in the Discord, but you can just do it on individual players as well. Now, my main tip with mass bidding, because people always ask me, and a lot of people will say, I'm doing it, but I don't win any cards. I find it boring. It's just not working. Like, loads of stuff, right? There's mainly 2 tips with mass bidding. One of them is do it at the right times. I'm currently doing this, again, middle of the day, when it's when I normally record, so it's just a shocking time to do this, because there's not as much supply, right? Middle of the day, UK time, there's no content, and I'm not doing this on a weekend, so there's no weekend league rewards, which means no one's really putting Gabriels onto the market, just making this so much harder to go and bid on loads of cards. If you do this at big pack supplies, Friday nights are great, weekends are great, you'll find it so much easier. And the second one is, they'll just say, someone will say, I'm not winning a lot of cards. Often, it's certain cards are just much better than others. So, for example, say it's Gabriel, I go win none of these cards, let's say, right? Just win none of them. If I go switch to an 89 rated card or multiple 89 rated cards, all of a sudden, I'll have way more luck and I win loads of cards. And it's just because there was 2 or 3 people sat on Gabriel bidding, and there's not 2 or 3 people on another card bidding, right? And it can be as simple as that. So just change the cards if it's not working, and make sure you're doing it at the right time when possible. We get our Gabriels for 1.4 thousand coins max, what we bid up to, and then all we're going to do is lazy sell them. So all lazy selling is, again, it's just listing for a little bit higher and someone lazy buys it. Now, let me clear up a few myths on lazy selling, because we're going to talk about it more in the rest of this video. It's really important. Yes, cards do not sell instantly. Yes, it can be annoying if you're on a low coin budget. And so for that, do not over lazy sell. So for example, I'm not going to list this Gabriel at 3.6 thousand coins, 1. And 2, lazy selling only works in mass. You do not lazy sell one card that's all of your coins, right? That's why if you're doing Gabriel and it was 1.4 thousand coins, the aim is to get towards 50 or 70 Gabriels, or obviously just fodder cards on your transfer list. Lazy sell all of them, and every single hour they expire, maybe 10 will sell. You get those 10, Gabriel 1,000 coins, or 10, 15,000 coins, whatever it is, 20,000 coins, put it back into more and rinse and repeat that system, right? It's not just one-off cards. But Gabriel, I will list probably for me just 2.3 thousand coins. And of course, on mass, that builds up. Do it on weekends, do it on Friday nights. That's the goals. The new method, though, to mass bidding that makes it a little bit more interesting, if you've got, I would say, 100,000 coins plus as a minimum, is we can bid on these World Cup cards, which are called, I can never find them, the Festival of Football, Path to Glory cards. You can bid on these. So they're only going to be bidding on the ones that are sort of like minimum price. And we're going to be bidding up to probably literally discard, right? So 11.5, 11,750,000 coins. We're not going really above that. Why do I love doing these cards? It's for 2 reasons. One, it is completely risk-free. These cards always will sell for discard because they are live cards, and people just buy them for discard. It's fine. But 2 is, because they are live cards, the minimum risk has so much more reward, because I could bid on this and die. And if I really want to, I could hold these cards, and I can hold them until they play their games. They can get an upgrade, and all of a sudden, they are 15,000 coins. It's kind of like half investing, half mass bidding. Yes, they're going to be very in demand compared to like the gold cards you're going to see, right? Because so many more people want these Path to Glory cards. But the point still stands that they've just got such more of an upside. If you do this on big content supply, so again, weekends, Friday night supply, when there's loads of these, and people just can't bid on all of them, there's too much supply for everyone to go and bid on. You win some nice deals, you'll get some crazy undercuts on cards that are worth 20,000, 30,000 coins. Most of the cards you win will be, worth 12 or 13,000 coins. Just bid min price again up to 11,750. And all we're going to do, if I can go win these cards and I'll show you, is lazy sell them the tiniest bit more than what they sell for. And we're in no rush to sell them, because there's a good chance these cards can go again up in price because they're live cards. So we get Ryan Mendes and we get Macanya. I'll do a quick check, but I believe both of these cards are about 12 to 12,500 coins, which would make a lot of, 12,500 coins, both of them. So to be honest, you could sell them for 12.5 and make about 200 coins. We're not doing that. All we're going to do is send both of them over here to the undersigned pile, sell them for, not 21, Jesus, but sell them for about 14 to 15,000 coins. And all it is the same as the Gabrielle method, but on a slightly higher budget. That's actually it. Rather than make, 500 coins a card, you make 1,000 coins a card, 2,000 coins a card. And if you've got 100,000 coins plus, or ideally, even to be honest, 200 or 300,000 coins plus, it works a little bit better because you can afford to buy loads of these cards and sell loads of these cards. Okay, method 3. Now let's get towards 50 to 75,000 coins an hour. We're getting close to that 100,000 coins an hour, but you want all of these sort of methods working in tandem with each other, working together. So let's get towards 50 to 75,000 coins an hour. Hopefully now you're on a bit of coins to work with, and we can start doing what I would call more exciting bid filters. Not lazy selling bid filters, actual bid filters. Now, of course, before we jump into it, if these sort of videos help you out and you want to trade for FC27 as well, make sure to subscribe to the channel. We do these videos constantly, market watches, everything, and of course, we'll be doing them all for the rest of the summer and FC27. So subscribe if you are new, but let's talk about bid filters. Essentially now, what we're looking to do is make some actual coins, right? We're not trying to make 2,000, 3,000 coins a card. We're looking to make 5 to 20 to 50 to 100. Okay, not 100, but make a lot more coins per card. Because 1, it's way more interesting. 2, you make a lot more coins. And 3, it's just, well, to be honest, 3 is always more interesting. I don't care. It's just so boring sometimes doing the other methods that I would much rather do something like this. Now, I'm going to give you the first bid filter. We do these a lot of times on stream. You want to pop in, say hello. We often do different ones. But the easiest, most simple one to understand is the 10, 20, 30,000 coin method. Because 1, it's got a nice name, 10, 20, 30. But 2, it just works so well on every FIFA that I've ever played, so I kind of go back and default to it. All this brings up is cards that are set to minimum bid. People have listed them for minimum bid. However, the card's worth 30,000 coins or more. That is literally it, right? A lot of these Path to Glory cards have 30,000 coins max price range. So what you can actually do is, if you put some minimum 32.50, you kind of get rid of all those fodder cards, if that makes sense. And now we can go through and bid on these cards that are actually worth something. So Ferguson's worth about 15,000 coins, right? But you'll see these bids here for 11,500 coins. Jimenez is about 15,000 coins as well. And you'll see the same bids, 11,500 coins. What you're really looking for is cards that are no longer in packs and cards that are worth 20 to 30 to 40,000 coins or more that people will miss on these bids. Team of the Weeks, for example, old Team of the Seasons. It can be anything. These Path to Glory cards, when they go out of packs, Evo cards like Dominic SUBSRIBE, we can go and bid on. It doesn't really matter what the actual card is. All you need to do is on a separate tab, have something open like FUTBIN, FUTGG, where you can check prices. Or if you really want, and go and check SUBSRIBE's price in the game and see this card is about 70,000 coins. But, you don't know whether he actually sells for that. And we'll talk about that more later. But, about, let's say 70,000 coins. So I can go bid on him probably all the way up to about, 30 or 40,000 coins and still make loads of coins on that card. And they're the cards we're looking for. We're looking for the cards that actually sell for more than 20 or 30,000 coins. Look at this João Neves card, right? He has 2 cards on the entire market, and I've already lost him, but he's back here. We could win this card for, say, 10,750, which I highly doubt it. I imagine this guy's going to quickly go up in price. But you can imagine, especially if you're doing this one actually works better overnight. This one works better at less active times. The reason for that is there's less people on these filters bidding on these super rare cards. And if we won this João Neves overnight, and he did sell for 150,000 coins, we might only win 1 card that entire night of trading. And it's 150,000 coins profit because we won this one João Neves card. Now, it depends whether he actually sells for that, but you get the point, right? You can go and find some super rare cards on these bids, and it's a much more involved, active way of trading. You can even find icons there, like Luis Figo, cards as old as Scream cards, like this Juan Cuadrado, that are really good to bid on because they often sell for Evos and things. And honestly, just by far my favorite way of trading for all the methods we've spoke about so far is bid filters where you actually win cards. Again, use the 10, 20, 30 method right there. There's some more in the Discord, I believe. If not, I can put some in for the end of this year, but there might be some more in the Discord already. But for sure, we do these on the Twitch sometimes when it's like a Friday night and we're trading a little bit. And yeah, just a really fun way to trade. But we're still not hitting that 100,000 coins an hour. So we're going to go into method 4, which can make 100,000 coins an hour kind of just on its own. Just before that though, boys, I was just bidding on these 2 cards. And as you can see, I'm getting rage bait on the SUBSRIBE, but I'm pretty sure that's a bidding bot. But we won the Cuadrado for 16,000 coins. And as you can see, we tried on 3 different cards. I believe this card on the market right now is about 35,000 coins. Yeah, pretty much bang on 35,000 coins. We've just tried for about, what, I think 5 minutes? Not even 5 minutes, right? We looked on the market, bid on a few cards. I can go and get this card up for 33,000 coins. I've just made 16k with not trying. If I could win this SUBSRIBE as well, it'd be another 20k, but I'm pretty sure there's a bid bot on it because they keep bidding last second. But just to show you these methods really do work, right? The end of the game is so easy to make coins because there's just less people trying. But let's move on to number 4, which is going to be end game World Cup style fluctuation trading. And at the end, I'm going to do a little 5th bonus method because we've done this method before a little bit. So let's do a little 5th bonus one. But this one can make you 100,000 coins alone. If you guys are followers of the channel for literally any period of time, I think out of my 30, 40, 50 million coins we've made and then spent, I think probably, let's say, I'd say 70% of it has been made from fluctuation trading. I would say 70%. It is just that broken. Now, there's a full guide for this on the Discord if this doesn't make sense right now, or you just want someone to read while you're actually doing this, but that's like a full-on essay. Here is the simplified anyone can hopefully understand this and make some ridiculous coins. You're going to give you some simple rules. One, I want you to be able to buy cards that are, let's say, a sixth, a seventh, an eighth of your budget, right? Let's say you got 100,000 coins. No one card should be worth more than really 15 to 20,000 coins. However, I wouldn't start doing fluctuation trading until you're at about 150, 200, but using any of the previous methods, you'll get there easy, right? Let's say 200. So if you get 200,000 coins, only use cards that are about 30, 35,000 coins and below. Now, the reason for this is, the number one reason people go wrong is they don't sell cards quick enough and it slows it right down and gets really, really boring. So open up the FUTGG momentum trends. One day they're going to sponsor me. Until that happens, I'm going to keep giving them free advertisement. But I love this website and I love this page. All you're going to do is use the 6-hour or the 12-hour. It will depend on a few different things. But to be honest, either will do for now. Put that budget in. So I'm on millions of coins. I could put it really high. But to be honest, even I don't like buying cards more than like a couple million if I can help it. So for every you put the budget in, max price for you might be 50,000 coins. It might be quite low, right? All we're looking to do is avoid cards that are in packs because they move up and down for loads of reasons, right? Avoid live cards. We're not looking to fluctuation trade live cards. They can go up and down based on the actual in-game. All we're looking to do is trade cards that move up and down randomly because they fluctuate every single day because of supply, demand, all this stuff, right? So, for example, a really good one could be Future Stars Adam Wharton. All you're going to do when you pick a card and you go, this is a normal looking card, it's been out for a while, looks all good, right? Nothing wrong with this. All you're going to do is go down to these sales histories here and this graph here. All you want is a pretty flat graph, to be honest, because what you've got, this is perfect, right? Up and down graph. Because if you've got, for example, a graph that's got like, it's flat, 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 and then a massive spike. So this is not too bad. See this weekly one here. But let's say it was flat, flat, flat for like ages, then a massive spike. Little bit suspicious, right? If you go onto the month graph, it looks like it goes up and down. The 3-day looks like it goes up and down. All you want is up and down, right? That's fine. You just don't want like flat line, massive spike, because then there's something spooky going on. But you confirm that, great. Then just go to these recent sales here. It's quite small, but you're able to see it on your screen or even on your phone. And in the last day, does he consistently sell at a price that looks like is what it says on the graph? Because sometimes all I mean is the price on the graph will consistently be like really high at 25,000 coins, and he'll only actually sell for 17,000, but it says 25,000 because no one's buying him, if that makes sense. But as you can see here, he sells quite often at 23, 22.5, 22.5, 31 might be a one-off though, but then 24, 25, 29 even, 23. It looks really consistent, right? It looks like a really good card, and it gives you the times these were sold. These were all sold within the last sort of couple hours, right? It looks really, really consistent. This guy frequently sells between 23 and 29,000 coins, and right now, he's 15,000 coins. All I would have done, he's probably already gone by now because I've spent all this time waffling. Buy this card 15,000 coins, right? Instantly lift it up for about 24, 25,000 coins and then just move on. Like that's it, move on. Do not sit and look at this card and track it. Every now and then, if it's not been selling for a while, lower the price, right? Standard stuff. If he's not selling at 25,000 coins, maybe he crashed a little bit. But I've just gone and bought a Wharton card, and as long as I've got a lot of budget left, I can go back on this, I can refresh it, change the filters a little bit, change my price. And another decent card looks to me like this Grimaldo card. A very usable card, not a great card, but 3 playstyle plus, very usable. 37,000 coins, looks like he fluctuates up and down a little bit, nothing crazy. He often sells, as we can see down here, for in the 40s, the sort of mid 40s, low 40s, and he's currently 37. I could definitely go and buy this at 37 and list it at 45. A little bit risky. I'd like to get him at sort of 32, 33, to be honest, but probably could go buy him at 37, sell at 45, and then just move on. And if he does sell, make a couple thousand coins, 4,000 coins, and buy another card. And that is it. The big thing is just constantly doing it. And every time a card sells, so if that Grimaldo did sell, I go and use that 50,000 coins to buy another card. And honestly, someone joined the Discord the other day, and by the way, the Discord's free. I feel always like I'm promoting it. Someone joined the Discord the other day and just said, I've been doing this like a day and made, I think, a couple million coins. They just kept doing it and they couldn't believe how easy it is. The reason it's so broken right now is because people are so focused on Evos and SBCs because we're at the end of the game that no one tracks this as much as probably you guys do, which means there's millions of coins every day just sat on the table waiting for people to go and trade with. I'll give you one word of advice. Avoid FUT birthday cards. They just have like this weird thing where they can flag you for bans. It sounds spooky, I know, but FUT birthday cards are just very spooky, so I would avoid them completely. But apart from FUT birthday cards, you're pretty much fine. Just be very careful. Another one tip to avoid getting banned, because EA is a great company, do not buy more than one of a card. So what do I mean by that? If Adam Wharton there had 3 cards at 15,000 coins, you're going to buy one of them and list it at 25. All that does is hopefully save you from getting like a random ban, because if you buy all 3 and sell all 3 at the same price, EA's weird ban system, if it's to do with coin transfers, can flag you for bans, even if you've done nothing wrong. So you buy one of every card, avoid FUT birthdays, and that alone should make you pretty much safe, right? But that is the best method on the game right now, but it's not very World Cup-y. We've actually got a World Cup method, a sort of 5th like bonus method, I don't know, because it's the World Cup, man, and the World Cup is active, there's games going on. how would I trade these World Cup cards if I were you? Apart from what I said before, where you buy the really cheap ones and lazy sell them, and the best case scenario is they get a few wins and go up, great. There's a second way you can do it, which is going to be a little bit experimental and maybe not one for the week, but it'll definitely will work on some cards. So you're going to buy cards after they lose a game if they've still got upgrade potential left. Let me give you an example with this Simeone card, right? Really popular card, amazing card in game, but he's quite cheap, right? 95,000 coins. If they lose their first game to Algeria, I can guarantee you he will drop in price because people will panic and sell him, and he doesn't get that 99 sub-attribute. However, if you're sensible, you realise all Argentina need to do is win one game, really, maybe even win one, draw one of their next two. And not only will he get the 99 sub-attribute, but he'll also qualify out the group stages and get the +1 overall. And Argentina's next games, for example, would be Austria and Jordan. I'm not saying it's guaranteed, it's a little bit of a gamble. But when he crashes after the Algeria loss, you'd buy him maybe for 50, 60,000 coins, whatever he crashes to. You then just wait for the next game. People kind of realise he slowly comes back up. You can even hold him past Austria. You kind of have to hope they win, obviously. If they lose, you're in big trouble. But you'd hold him past Austria, set it into the hype versus Jordan, and he probably goes back from 50 to 90,000 coins again. And some of the profit margins you'll see on some of them trades will be mental. If you want a safe play to do it on all the cards below 100,000 coins, because it'll work on all of them. But if you start doing it on cards like James Rodriguez, the lower side of that, if you do fail, he goes from 330 maybe to 200,000 coins, and that is a huge loss, especially if you buy more than one of these cards. So if you do want to play it a little bit safe, I would only do it on the cards 100,000 coins and below. The best ones are those sort of 90,000, 70,000, 50,000 coins cards where they're very usable, but still very cheap. They're the 4 methods or the 5 methods, but I did say I'd give you 3 little tips to why people normally fail trading or don't make millions of coins and they think it's a little bit of a scam. And it's literally down to this, right? I'm just going to leave this screen on, not any fancy stuff. It's down to this. Number 1, is they don't do all the methods. They do one and they go, I'm making 10,000 coins an hour. That's crap. And it's like, yeah, it is crap. Do all the methods, right? If you do them, trust me, it adds up and you can do the, the fluctuation trading at the end and it makes ridiculous coins. Number 2 is they buy cards too expensive for them. If you're on 200,000 coins, do not trade with 200,000 coins cards. You trade with 30,000 coin cards, like we said before. And number 3 is they don't know what's coming in the game. No matter how good you are of a trader, if you buy a Pulisic card because he looks low and there's a Pulisic SBC coming out, you're going to lose coins on that card because everyone's going to go doing the SBC instead. All you need to do for that is stay up to date with the game. That's it, right? You can stay on this channel. We do daily videos or even in the Discord and the streams where you can get live, like when we look at the market and look at the leaks. Or don't use me, use other people, right? There's loads of good information out there on Twitter. Okay, Twitter's a bit whatever, but Twitter, YouTube, Twitch, there's loads of information out there, right? Just stay up to date with the game. We're live on every Wednesday, Sunday, and Friday. That's a bit of a weird order. Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday, 6 p.m. UK time. Come get involved. And yeah, near daily videos on this channel talking about what's coming on this game. So subscribe if you are new. I hope that really helps you out. I hope you can go start making millions of coins if you weren't already for the rest of FC26 and FC27. But yeah, until next time, I'll see you boys all in a bizzle.